All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Is everybody hearing me okay? Doing a quick sound check for the final moment. Good morning and good evening from a lot of you. Good to go. Jason says good to go. Thank you. Hey, great. All right. Look at all these people. Oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. I don't think I can do this. Wait, I think I can. Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Dave Basulto. We're going to start in a few moments. If you have a chance, please go into the polls below and we can talk about some of the things that you're shooting in there. Please ask questions. There's a questions area below. If you have questions, we can get into them after. And I'm super excited because I got a brand new cable line into my workflow area, my workspace, so that I can do these types of things. And I'm excited that this is going well so far. So knock on wood. Where's my wood? Right there. Okay, great. All right, Michael. Hey, welcome, Michael. So let's see where some of you are from. It's 10 o'clock. We're going to get going. I'm going to scroll back up. We got people from Germany. Wow, Tobias. We have the UK here. Paul, welcome, Paul. Houston, Texas. Houston Texans, one of my favorite football teams. There you go. Hawaii. Oh my God, I wish it was in Hawaii. Pennsylvania. Tom's from Victoria, Canada. Daniel from Peoria, Illinois. And how would you pronounce that? Iowan from Holyoke, Massachusetts. Whistler, Canada. Great skiing. Chicago. Chicago's my favorite city. I love Chicago. If it wasn't so cold, I would be living in Chicago. Wow, from India, welcome. Lots of people from the States. Greece, George, I love Greece. I spent a lot of time in Greece. That's one of my favorite countries to visit. Winnipeg, go Jets. Okay, love it. Wow, you guys are awesome. So I'm super excited to have you guys here. Ken's from Florida. We've got Michelle from Atlanta. We've got Orjan from Sweden. Welcome, welcome. This is great. I could just stay here all day and welcome all you guys because this is amazing. Colorado, welcome, Chris. Nashville, Tennessee, a great city. We're in Marshall, Missouri, Rio de Janeiro. Wow, Raul, thank you. Welcome for coming today. I'm very excited. This is overwhelming. I feel like I'm at a big party and I'm standing in front of a bunch of you. So super excited. So what we're going to do today is this is really like a get started. What you got, like some kind of a mobile device, you want to shoot great video, and you want to know what kind of tools you can put together. So we're going to talk all about that. A little bit about my background in the beginning, for those of you who don't know me, and then we're going to get into some workflows and some different things, and then we're going to dive into questions and answers. So pick my brain, drain whatever you want out of it, and hopefully that you'll get some stuff. I'm going through the polls real quick. Welcome, Andre from Ottawa. So we got 16% of you, or 18% of you are just doing fun, family fun stuff. We've got a big percentage of you. Biggest thing is business marketing. This is such a great tool to use for business marketing. I go to all these conferences. Imagine now that you've got your business and you can put it up on the web, videos of you making cookies, or maybe you make handcrafted tools or whatever. You can do all these great videos and interact with people so they know what you're doing, get them excited. I know when I see a video on my Instagram from my local restaurants that I go to of some amazing dish, I'm like, I'm going to go there today to eat it. So business marketing, huge. Filmmaking, of course, that's where it all started. That's where I started. If I had these types of tools back in the day when I was starting out in the film business, my God, would I have gone crazy and made tons of things. But it was very cost prohibitive then, so I couldn't really be a dreamer like I am now. So it's a lot of fun. Sports, huge in sports, all over the country, from high schools to all, and we'll get into all that in a second. And of course, small percentage of you in live streaming, but live streaming is becoming such a great way to interact with people that are going to be potential clients, or maybe they're your fan base, or imagine you're a up and coming band, and you can set up a couple of these devices and do some kind of a multi-camera live stream out to Facebook or YouTube, and now you can engage with these fans and start to build an audience, and who knows where that will go. So of course, vloggers, YouTubers, I mean, it's gigantic. I mean, these people are making millions of dollars a year. Check out Casey Neistat if you don't know who he is. He's a huge vlogger, talks about his daily life in New York, and I actually watch him all the time because he's entertaining to me. So My son doesn't watch television anymore. He watches his favorite YouTubers. He's a 9-year-old guy. So education was where I started as well, where I invented the iOgrapher. So we'll talk about all that in a second, but thanks for filling this out. Looks like a majority of you are on iPhones. These devices are ridiculous now, especially the iPhone 7 Plus, which I just bought. A 4K camera, dual lenses. I mean, where are we going to go from here? It's just amazing the things that you have in your pocket. iPads, awesome. Set up 4 iPads, do a multi-camera shoot. You can do some great things. GoPro. So let me just show you. So this is my little, going to this video conference tomorrow. No video for now. Charles Clark. Sorry, Charles, are you not having a, does everybody else see me okay? I see I got a good signal. Yeah, okay, sorry. Charles, maybe refresh, I don't know. This is my little crazy rig that I'm going to a video conference tomorrow, and I want to capture a bunch of fun stuff. So we're going to, got my new GoPro Hero 5 on top here. I've got a light here. I've got my microphone here plugged in. This is my iPad mini, and I'm going to go shoot a bunch of content tomorrow at this video conference here in Los Angeles. So super excited. And this, for those of you who've never seen it before, this is the iOgrapher rig for the iPad mini 4. You throw your iPad in there. It's got 2 handles that we have patented on both sides, and you can do some fun stuff. I kind of go overboard. I put all kinds of things just to push it to the limits, so it's pretty fun. So I'm going to go into full screen mode now, go into the presentation. Amelia, my head of sales, is on. She's under iOgrapher. If you have any questions at all, hello, there she is. Any questions while I'm talking, please feel free to ask. She can answer them. I will also answer questions at the end, as I said. And then there's going to be a special deal for those of you watching right now. If you want to get like a quick start, get started kit, we're going to give you a really special deal on that at the end if you're interested in that at all. But let's dive in and talk about using all these things. So here we go. Let's see. How could, you know what? I might make these shirts because people have always asked me about that. But we do have iOgrapher hats now at the store, so check it out. Okay, let me go full screen here, and then let me get into my keynote, which is where's my keynote? Sorry, bear with me. One man production studio. And we are full screen, and unless Amelia texts me and tells me we are not in full screen, then I think we're going to be okay. Okay, so getting started with iOgrapher. Thank you all. I'm so humbled that you decided to spend some time with me this morning or this evening, wherever you're at in the world. This is something I'm highly passionate about, and we're going to talk about some of the tools that we can do to make some great videos. So those that don't know me, I was in the entertainment business for many years, and then I retired and got into becoming a teacher in high school, became a media teacher at San Marino High School in Southern California. I fell in love with teaching. It was just so exciting. And while I was there, I was pushed to help my students make more videos, more content, because we were limited. With 130 students, I was limited to maybe 4 or 5 cameras in my classroom. They were like a couple of DSLRs and some broadcast cameras that were older and whatnot. And I was not getting enough work done, so I started to ask my students to film with their iPhones and iPads, because majority of them had some kind of mobile device. And they were filming and doing great things, but I was just always bothered because the images were shaky, and the lighting was bad, and the audio was horrible. And so I tinkered around and started to invent the iOgrapher. So the iOgrapher, when I was working in education, we used it to film sport events. So we would stream the football games live. In fact, the boosters to this day are crying that I've left, because I kind of gave them an ESPN type of feel on a $5 budget. So we would film sports with it. The coaches used them for evaluations. This is all stuff that's going on right now, not just in my high school, but in high schools across the country, and actually colleges as well. They were filming the school plays, and then people that weren't able to watch it, they were able to stream the school plays. And then they were also able to charge for those streams, so bringing in extra revenue for different programs. Classroom work, I would collaborate a lot with Spanish class, for example. They would go and do commercials in Spanish, and we would film them, and they would critique them, and it was great instant feedback. Like I said, we would stream events from education, school plays, different sporting events, and of course, iJournalism, what I call it, where we'd send the students out to do like a news channel, and we did some great things with all that. So that was a great time in education. I missed being a teacher, but I am just overwhelmed with doing iOgrapher. So here's a couple of pictures, some of my kids. The one on the left here, we would do a multi-camera shoot using an app called Switcher Studio. And that's at switcherstudio.com if you're interested. It's a fantastic app. It's free for up to 20 minutes a day to stream live. And then they have an advanced version that's got a lot more bells and whistles. And so we would literally just put this together. It's all done over Wi-Fi, and one person is a director, and they can switch back and forth between the different shots. And you can actually stream that out to YouTube or Facebook or other places, or you can just download or have a finished copy at the end, I should say, that you can post to the school website later or whatever. Awesome thing to do, and I miss my news team. It was a lot of fun. Next is what's not flipping? Oh, hold on a second. Let me see. Is that Amelia? Oh, sorry, guys. We had technical difficulties. Let me check for a second. Uh-oh, coming out of it. Black screen. Uh-oh, let's see. Are you still in the black screen right now, guys? There we go. So maybe I'm assuming that if we go full screen, so I might have to do this in the presentation mode like this. So I apologize for not having the full screen, but I think you guys will like this okay. And I can see what you're saying. Okay, so did we go, should we go back a few screens, or should we go on for here? Or should we see picture now? Yes, keynote's fine. Okay, so let's just go back. Did you guys see this slide already? So this is what I was talking about. I was talking about I was a teacher, blah, blah, blah. And then these are the types of things that, yes, this is being recorded, by the way. So I'm going to go on from here. These are some of the things that we did, as I said, and it's actually, I'll have this keynote so you can download it later as well. But these are some of the things we did, and let's go into the screen I was just talking about. So as I said, here on the left here are my amazing kids that were able to, there we go. We were doing a multi-camera live stream right there using Switcher Studio. So if you have a chance, check out their website. Maybe Amelia, you can put the website up in the chat room, switcherstudio.com, so they can check that out. So we were doing some fun stuff like that. And then up here on the top right, we're using an app called Huddle, where they were able, this is pretty fascinating to me. So we, at the time I was up there teaching, which was just a couple of years ago, Huddle, HUDL.com, created, they have this app that's used from coaches that want to, can you put the names of what you're talking about? Yeah, so Amelia will put the names there. There's Switcher Studio in there, and there's Huddle. So Huddle has an app that you record, and then you do play-by-play record. It sends it up to the Huddle server so that you can save it for later to evaluate it or whatever. But then they came out with an idea that let's throw this up to the Huddle server, and the coach on the sidelines can pull it up on his iPad during the game, like seconds later, depending on your Wi-Fi connection, of course, and he can evaluate that play right there. So it's like instant replay at the high school level. Like, I mean, you can go down to Pee-wee kids, you know, so you can do tons of things down there, but it's pretty crazy. Yeah, there you go. So you use the Huddle as well. Yeah, so that is just ridiculous. Down below here, I've got my amazing two of my girls. They would love to go out and do interviews and whatnot. And so there you go. You have some fun stuff there. You know, yeah, tell Bill Belichick about Huddle. There you go. I love it. Okay, let's go back. So iOgrapher around the world. What is iOgrapher being used for around the world? It's being used for mobile journalism. The BBC is a big adopter of our products since day one. They've been just huge supporters, and we'll show you some photos later of some of the things they're doing. The Premier League, if you're into soccer, they do a lot of interviews with our gear. Manchester United, lots of things like that. Sports coaching, Celtics are using the Celtics strength team uses our product so that they can do evaluations, like just like you would in high school. So they're evaluating their players during the workouts and stuff, and they use all of our products. They actually use original iPads, those big giant iPads. So don't think that because you have an older iPad, you can't still use it for content. We have a lot of people that use it, and we sell a lot of the original iPads still. Filmmaking. So I'm going to show you some wonderful pictures at the end right here, but we've got people sending me photos all the time. I have a guy that's doing a documentary, and why can't I think of his name right now? The genius guy, Stephen Hawking. So he's got a picture of him next to Stephen Hawking where he's interviewing, and there's the iOgrapher right there. Just crazy things. We just did a deal with a director of photography here in Los Angeles that's done some good stuff, just won a big award at Sundance. And he's doing a thing with Erica Badu. And Erica wants to do a movie all with iPhones. So we're providing a bunch of equipment for them to do stuff like that. Like I said, of course, vloggers, if you have a chance, check out Casey Neistat is a great example. I don't know, Amelia, you can find Casey Neistat's YouTube page. That'd be great to put that in there. But he does amazing things, all with mobile devices. Well, he uses DSLRs as well, but it gives you an example of what you can do with mobile devices. And then business, show you a picture in a second of what you would call a rival to the iOS world who uses our products for marketing and training. So it's a great tool. All these mobile devices you have are great tools to do business marketing and training stuff. So here's some of the pictures that we talked about. And yes, I saw Adam. I saw that from the Casey Neistat video on the Emirates. It was insane. So hopefully one day I can fly on that airplane. Premier League. There's a Premier League. For those of you, I honestly don't know who that soccer player is, but apparently he's doing fun stuff there. And so they're interviewing them there. Rio Ferdinand. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so I guess he's a big star. I don't know, but they're constantly posting things, and they have pictures of of the iOgrapher case in there because they love using it. It's just so portable, and of course the iPhone is just such a great way to capture stuff. There's the Celtics. That was at the meeting we had, the original meeting. It was amazing to be there, especially coming from Los Angeles, where I'm a Laker. I bleed purple and gold, and here I am sitting with some of my most hated players in the history of basketball. but of course, I made the deal, and we did some fun stuff. We're working with them pretty closely. And down on the right was one of the marketing guys, Jeffrey Colon, who's got a great book out. I don't know the name in front of me right now, but if you Google Jeffrey Colon, it's a marketing book. I think it's called Disturbing Marketing. I'm probably calling it wrong, but he's got a book on Google. He's the marketing guy for Microsoft. And as you can see there, it says, iOgrapher, we love your product. We plan to outfit the whole Microsoft studio with them. So it's pretty funny that they're using iPhones and our products with shooting informational things at Bing and Microsoft. So funny things. And then of course the granddaddy of them all, I woke up one morning to see a picture of Steven Spielberg holding the iPad mini case from iOgrapher, and with Tom Hanks next to me. And being in the film industry for years and a huge film buff, that was kind of the end of it all. I was ready to toss in the towel. I was at the highest I could be. Steven Spielberg touched something of mine. So that was absolutely a fantastic time. So if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for all of us, wouldn't you say? let's go back. Let's go into. Yes, everybody agrees. Yay, Steven Spielberg fans. He's awesome. Why the iOgrapher? Okay, so like I said, when I came out, when I was working in education, we needed a way to have some kind of a stable product that would hold these devices. So this happens to be the new iPad Pro. The iPad Pro is a amazing device, 9.7 inch. It's got shoots 4K video now. You start adding apps like Filmic Pro. You can even ramp it up even like a higher bit rate, so it's even a more in-depth type of video footage that you can do a lot more things in post-production way. Does it stream in 4K? Some things stream in 4K, but majority doesn't. It's just too prohibited with the Wi-Fi and things like that. I think we will get there. There'll be some great encoders that will do stuff like that, but so we'll talk about that later. Yes, so we have what I wanted to make was a case that had handles on both sides. Everyone was making cases that were little, so you could put them in your pocket and be mobile with them. I wanted functionality. I wanted handles on both sides, so I can move nice and make steady moves and have stability, even if I didn't have a tripod. I wanted to have shoes on top so that I could have add lights, lenses, and you saw I even add my new GoPro on top of mine for an extra angle that I might edit in post later on. Or maybe I'm putting the GoPro on top as a time lapse or something. I mean, there's so many fun things I can do now. So we wanted to make it customizable like that. In the front of it, you can add lenses, different types of lenses, and we'll talk about those lenses in a second. And then, of course, you had to be able to mount it onto tripods. So we have it so that it'll fit on a camera tripod, basically. So the features, like I said, it fits all. We have it for all the iOS devices. We actually make another one I didn't get into on this seminar, webinar, called the iOgrapher Go, that is for action cameras and Android devices. Some people are even using it for the new 7 and 7 Plus because of the different lens ability on it. Like I said, we wanted cold shoes up on top so you can add accessories. You wanted to add lenses, microphones, place it on a tripod, and use handles. And I wanted it to be very inexpensive. I wanted to make it all here in the US, and I wanted it to be inexpensive. So that's something that I'm proud of that we've kept too. Tom's saying he's trying out the Mavis app. I actually have been playing with the Mavis app as well, and I like it a lot. The reason I lean more towards Filmic Pro right now is that it's been around for years, and the guys are dedicated to keep making that app really, really awesome. But Mavis is a great contender. It's got all kinds of bells and whistles. If somebody wants that, definitely check out Mavis. I'm not sure, Amelia, if you can find Mavis app, Mavis app, and maybe put the link up there. But it's definitely a cool app to take a look at. Shoot Mavis, there you go. All right, so let's go here. So products that we support, like I said, all of our cases that we have are fit for that device. So if you have an iPad, the original iPad, and many people still do, they're fine. They have 1080p cameras. You add a Mavis or add a Filmic Pro to it, you're going to get some great video. So don't throw those away and feel you have to upgrade unless you want to. But we fit everything from the original iPad, which I think the iPad 2 was the first one with a camera, all the way up to current models, except for the gigantic iPad Pro, the 12-inch. It's just a little too big. But we make something for every one else of those. And then, like I said, we have the GoPro and Android cameras, or phones as well. And so let's talk about building your first toolkit, some things that you need to use to really get going and to be able to create some nice content. Certainly you can just go film out of the box, pull it out of your pocket, shoot, and you're good. You have something, but chances are it's not going to be very stable, and the audio is not going to be as good as it could, and all kinds of things like that. So starting out, you need some kind of a case. We would love for you to and be humbled if you checked out the iOgrapher cases, but I know there's other cases out there. But we are the only cases with handles. I think it's a big difference if you try it out and have a handle. We also are low prices. Most of our cases are $59. And like I said, they're very customizable, all made here in the USA. So definitely want to start out with some kind of a case. Then we're going to talk about audio. So audio is everything. You can have dark video, fuzzy video, out of focus video. Hopefully you don't, but audio is everything. You need to have good audio. And so when you're making some type of a video content and you want to put your kit together, check out the different types of microphones. So we'll start out with a shotgun mic. Now there's several brands that we sell. Everything that we sell in the iOgrapher store are products that I personally use. I've trusted, they work well. I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, I went on Amazon and found this $15 microphone. It's great. I'm like, probably not. It's probably going to fall apart. Probably doesn't sound very good. So if you've got a few dollars, like I said, we keep our cases inexpensive so that you can spend money on audio. Buy some audio. And thank you, Michael. I appreciate the love there for that. Shotgun mic this is the Rode Video Mic Go. And Melia, if you can put a link up to that from the iOgrapher site. But that's the basic. We sell that to all the schools, just places around, everywhere. And it's a great starter shotgun mic. It's going to get you great all around audio, and it's going to just be such a huge step up from what you're using. And if you're using something like a Mavis or a Filmic Pro, they have ways of you to upgrade your audio to make the gain louder, so you can get louder audio inside. But you're going to get a lot cleaner stuff in there. Next up is the lavalier mic. So if you're doing interviews or you got filmmaking stuff, a lavalier is something that's really something you might want to do. A lavalier, you can plug that directly into your iOS device and then clip it onto somebody. And this particular mic we sell a lot of. I love it. It's called the iRig Mic Lab. What I love about it is it sounds nice, and the little square thing there in the middle that you can see, it says iRig, you can actually plug in another microphone to it. So you can plug in 2, 3, 4 microphones and keep it's called daisy chaining them. So you can put them more and more and have more microphones if you needed them. You can also plug in a headphones to monitor what you're shooting. So great microphone for a lavalier mic. Handheld mics. So if you're getting into journalism, these are some great mics. This is made by Samson Tech. Samson Tech has these mics were made more for plugging into your computer and doing stuff, a lot of different things like that. But with the Lightning to USB adapter now, you can plug this into your iPhone or iPad, and worked great. You can now have this under $100. I think it's $99 for a handheld mic like this. It's wireless, and now you can go out and do reporting and stuff like that. So those are the basic types of microphones. When you want to step it up tenfold, we're going to look at using an audio mixer. Audio mixers on the left here. This is the MXL mini mixer, and they were first to the market. It's not a beautiful thing, but it's a highly functioning thing. And what this does is it allows you to plug in. If you see the top photo right there, it's got numbers 1 through 4 going right to left. You're going to see, you're going to be able to plug in your microphones into that. Maybe you've got 4 lavaliers where you've got 4 people mic'd in an interview or something, or some type of a film. And you can have them all mic'd. In the back here is on the bottom picture, you'll see that there's different gain controls. So maybe Susie on mic 1 is really loud and Jim on mic 2 is very low. And so you can change them so you're mixing their audio so that it all sounds nice. $229. You plug it right in. It has a cable, plugs right into the headphone jack, and you're off to the races. If you want to go further than that, I use actually both of them. The one on the right, however, is the Zoom H6. A lot more bells and whistles, couple $100 more. Can go up to 6 different lines of audio, can go XLR, for those of you who know what XLR is. You can actually plug that in, goes straight to the iPad or iPhone. Something else you can do if you know editing very well and you want to do some kind of a sync later, it's so easy these days. In the old days, you'd have to film someone in front of you, and actually go back to the film cameras, because the old film cameras for movies and whatnot didn't have audio. They just shot film. So you see the pictures of the people with the clapper boards clapping, and that would be so that they could sync up the audio later on with the video, with the film. So something similarly here is you can record amazing audio into the H6N because it's a dedicated audio recorder, and then sync it up later in Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro. And it's literally, it's not even lining things up anymore. It's gotten to the point where you just select the 2 files, right click and say create a sync, and it'll sync them together for you because they're just time code. I don't know if they're time code, but they just work together. It's magic. I love it. So a couple of great ideas. Yes, William, there'll be a replay on this, so you know. A couple of great things here for audio mixers. Any other questions on these? Please put a question there. We can talk about it. But there's some great options now, and it's just even. I mean, I haven't even talked about Apogee has an app out that's got the ability to do audio capture. So let's say you're filming. So you've got your iOgrapher and your iPad Pro. You've got your shotgun mic on top, and you're filming a scene, and you want even better audio. So you get a lavalier mic like we showed you. You plug it into that person, or maybe you have your own iPhone that you want to lend them. And then you plug it into this app that Apogee makes, APOGEE. I'm not sure if that's the website, but maybe Amelia can look it up. APOGEE. So they make an app that allows you to put different audio things into. You can capture on that iPhone as like a fake wireless microphone now. So now you've got that audio, you come into post and you can sync it all up. It sounds fantastic. So there you go. Yeah, that's Apogee Digital. Perfect. Next, something very, very important. You need to make sure that the microphone you get, so anytime you're going into iPhones or iPads, you have to have what's called TRRS ready. And when I was making this slide, I was going to tell everybody what TRRS meant, but it really didn't mean anything that you would connect with this. So I left it out. But just for example, when you buy a microphone, it usually is going to be TRS ready because it was made to go into a DSLR or broadcast cameras, which are just TRS. So most microphones are made for that. Rode, Sennheiser, IK Multimedia. These are some of the companies that have really embraced mobile filmmaking and mobile content, because they're making things now that work directly with that. So if you're buying, for example, that Rode Video Mic Go we showed earlier, you have to buy the cable on the left-hand side to make it work with your iOS device. Rode just came out with this thing on the right, which is called the iXLR. Yes, that is exactly a tip, ring, sleeve, something like that. Yes. But Jew, I mean, what does it mean? I don't understand it. So it'd make more sense if it was made sense to me. So the Rode iXLR, it's a great, as you can see there, it's got a plug that goes into the lightning jack. So Rode's already looking 10 steps ahead. Hey, we're going to plug directly into the lightning jack, especially since Apple's getting rid of the other jacks. And we're going to be able to do that. So they made this great little product where you can hear what you're listening to and stuff like that, and great stuff. So Rode has really come a long way. But so check out Rode, Sennheiser, and also Apogee's got some great things. You know, So let's look at lenses now. So the one thing that I wanted was the ability to put lots of different lenses on the iOgrapher. And we started out with a wide angle lens. So this is a wide angle lens. And the photo you can see now is the iPad with nothing on there. So I'm going to press the button and we should see now. Is it playing? Can I play? There we go. So now you can see with the wide angle lens how much more of an area you can get. So you've got some options there. So I wanted to get as wide of an area as I could, especially if I was going to use new stuff now, like that has 4K capability. So that is how the wide angle lens works. Next, we wanted a telephoto lens. We have a 2x telephoto lens, pretty much the only thing on the market. I see Roger is asking the $1 million question. Is there a bigger than 2x? So I'm actually playing, and I don't have it in front of me here. I'll show you guys later. But there is a 10x telephoto lens that is fantastic. I use it. We've been playing around with it. It's something that we're going to try and put together for our kits later on. It gets you right in there, and it's pretty powerful. So there's lots of promising things in the future. This is the 2x lens here. I'm going to click, and so now you can see we've gone from there, and we're much closer. And of course, some of the apps allow you to also zoom in a little bit. Of course, you don't want to do too much because that's a digital zoom and will degrade the quality of the video. You really want to have an optical zoom. So we're going to do that. That's fun. Next up is my absolute favorite lens. I think it's because I grew up watching just old movies with everything that's just beautiful widescreen stuff. And so this is the Moondog Labs anamorphic lens. And if you don't have, what was I going to say? If you want to have that wide cinematic look, that's like a modern movie would be The Hateful Eight. Another movie would be Lawrence of Arabia, if any of you are old enough to know that. But let me play this really. So this is the view just with the iPhone camera. And then when we click this, that is the view with the anamorphic lens. And I think you can see how, same location, and look how much wider you have it. Brandon, we have, good question, Brandon. The Moondog Labs people, we are good friends with them. They made this lens for us with a 37 millimeter ring down here. So you can see that ring. That's ready to go on the iOgrapher. You just put it on there and you're good to go. Roy, we're going to talk all about the iPhone 7 Plus very soon. No iPhone 7 Plus yet. But this is such a great lens. If you guys have any products from the iPhone 6 Plus going backwards all the way down to the original iPad, this is a great lens to shoot movies on. They shot the movie Tangerine, which was all shot on the iPhone 5. Went to the Sundance Film Festival, and very cool stuff. So definitely check out the anamorphic lens. Runs about $175. I promise you, you will get your use out of it. I recently used it in Amsterdam, and I don't know if we can find that video on YouTube. I don't know, maybe not. But I shot a thing about us being in Amsterdam and using the lens. It was pretty cool. Last but not least, if you really want to trick out your iPhone or iPad, there is a thing called the Tourniquet depth of field adapter. And it's amazing when it's working great. What it does is it allows you to have, James, you have this and you don't like it. Yeah, so it's a very difficult lens adapter to work. I love the fact that the 7 Plus is giving us the ability now with the dual lenses to possibly do some type of depth of field thing. But this, we actually I wanted to put this in this slideshow to let you know that's out there. They actually resell our stuff. It allows you to put DSLR and Canon and Nikon things. And James, I apologize. Maybe we should talk after the webinar and we can get something done for you. The big reason why we don't sell this anymore, and not to crumb on Tourniquet, is that they are like a one-man show. There's very little tech support there because you do need to have certain lenses to really make this work. It sucks up a ton of light. But people have used this very successfully, and I thought it should be something that should be looked at. But check out their website, tourniquet.com. They have this depth of field adapter. Okay, let's look at lights. So lights, I like to trick out my little interview kit sometimes with 3 lights. We sell different lights. If you get a chance, check out the light section on our website. But these are a fellow Kickstarter called the Lume Cube. I love where they're headed. They've got some cool stuff. And they're waterproof lights. They have their own app if you want to use it as a flash and take photos. It's got some really cool stuff. We also sell Manfrotto lights. If you really want to spend some money and want a light that's going to last you, well, these are all going to last you a long time. But the Rotolight Neo, and I don't have a photo handy, but the Rotolight Neo, Mia, if you could post that one. I know you're kicking butt. So Aspen real life, yeah, definitely. If you can spend the money, the Rotolight Neo is the granddad. It's a ring light that's got you can change the temperature of the lights. So if you're looking for 3200 Kelvin, you can do that. It's got special effects on there, and when they demoed it to me at the NAB show, they had this little window set up, and they put one outside of the window and set it to this like strobe thing. And when you're inside and you have someone talking in front of the window and you're filming that, it actually makes it look like it's storming outside. It was pretty cool, but it's an amazing light. I actually have a 3-light Rotolight Neo kit that I use a lot. I love it. But they run about $4.99, I think it is. But that being said, I'm telling you, it will last you a lifetime. It's a great light. Don't we all need sponsors? I agree. Let's talk about tripods. So there's tons of, this is a little Manfrotto mini Pixie tripods. Put it on your desk, start shooting. If you want to walk around and place it on things, it's a great little tripod, different angles. We've got a new tripod coming out called the iOgrapher Flex, which is a similar tripod to this, except the arms are flexible, so you can wrap them around things. That'll be out later before Christmas. You can put any standard camera tripod is fine. So you can do some fun stuff with tripods. It works on sliders. I just got a thing yesterday. Amelia, if you can check out Rollo Cam. I don't know if you can look up Rollo, ROLLO cam.com, I think it is. I saw this in a Facebook post, and of course I have to buy everything because I want to test it. And so this is a cool little device. It's tiny. So let's say I even tried it with a full-size iPad. I put it on there. You press the buttons on the side. There's different configurations, and it does this awesome kind of slider move for you. It's all automated. It just slides really nicely on its own. So there's just so many. I mean, I've got cranes. I've got not cranes. I've got a jib arm in my garage from Kessler. I've got, all these things you can use with your iOgrapher, with your mobile devices, and just add that extra. If you're looking into filmmaking, there's just so many support rigs to add with the iOgrapher to get some cool stuff. And that is actually a great idea to do a whole filmmaking webinar later, just really focusing on filmmaking. Just came into my brain right now because you guys are inspiring me. Thank you so much. So that's it. Those are all the accessories. There you go. Michael, you use a Bogan. You literally can go to an Amazon and buy a $15 tripod. You're good. It doesn't matter. Just depending on what you're shooting. If you're shooting sports, you might want to get something with a fluid head so that you can move back and forth and follow the sports and stuff like that. So why am I so crazy about mobile devices? I always get asked that. What about all these red cameras and stuff? And as the owner of a Red Scarlet, I'll tell you why. Why not use a real camera? Well, real cameras are expensive. I'm going to say quote unquote real cameras are expensive. You're going to spend $3,000 on a DSLR. You're going to, like I said, I had when the Red Scarlet camera first came out, I was so excited about it. It shot 3K. It was amazing. I spent $13,000 on it. It literally sits in my closet. I don't, it's not, I love red. If I was going to shoot a Lord of the Rings Part 10, I would go get the Red Epic camera and shoot things like that. But if I'm going to go and shoot things for the places that need them now, I'm going to use my mobile devices. You also need a computer to edit, whereas in mobile devices, you can do 99% of the stuff on your device. In fact, at the IBC show, I met with a company called KineMaster, KINEMASTER. Mia, if you can put that up. They're making an app. They have it now for the Android. That is what I've been dying to have. It's an editing app that allows you to put layers, that allows you to do B-roll, that allows you to have green screen keying. It is an amazing app. I was just dying when I was watching this. I'm an Adobe education leader. I'm an Adobe influencer, and I've been begging them to make their product kind of like this KineMaster. In fact, after I saw it at IBC, I went over to them, gave them the pamphlets, and said, "You guys got to buy this company because this is it." But it's a fantastic tool for editing. I can't wait. It's going to be available in December, I think, for a beta, and they're going to launch early next year for iOS. So very cool stuff with KineMaster. So why mobile devices? Well, I've got high definition in my pocket. I've got 4K now in my pocket. All I need is HD, because you're going to mostly watch it on mobile devices. But if I want to use 4K, that's great. Why do I want to use 4K? Well, if I'm going to go and edit later in post-production, I want to get the most bang for my buck, so to speak. So maybe I'm going to go 1080p timeline, which is just regular high definition. It's going to go to Instagram or YouTube or whatever. And now that I have 4K, I can go in there and for those of you who don't know 4K, that's like 4,000. So 1080 high definition is 1080p. So 1080 pixels. 1920 by 1080 is the pixel stuff. 4K is like 4,000 by 4,000. So you got a lot more pixel ability. So if you have to ever zoom in or do visual effects or anything, you're not going to be degrading your video in a 1080p timeline because you've got more information there for it to use. So definitely got some powerful tools in your pocket. Think about today's audience. As a teacher, I loved being a teacher because I was on kind of the cutting edge, my pulse on it. I was around these kids. They came from all kinds of walks of life, from affluent families to middle class people, and these kids were all on Facebook. They're on YouTube. They're on Instagram. They're Twitter. They're Snapchatting. They're Facebook Live. They're Periscoping. That is where they are, and they are not sitting home watching Channel 7 and blah blah blah, and the old TV shows. They really, and me personally as well, for the exception of some sports once in a while and Game of Thrones or Westworld, I'm sucking up stuff from YouTube people, my Instagram people. I like to look at. I'm loving Snapchat. I love to be part of Facebook Live, especially if I'm getting some information. Periscope is amazing. In fact, I just got approved to be a Periscope producer. So I'm going to really start pushing the bar with that. But I'll give you an example on Periscope and the power of it. When I was on vacation in January in Hawaii, we went to Pearl Harbor, my wife and son and I, and my son, of course, who was 8 at the time, wanted to go back to the pool, and it was a hot day, and so my wife and him went back to the pool. I stayed at Pearl Harbor because I am here and in Hawaii, and I just wanted to go. I just love World War II history, so I went all over the place. I went up on top of the battleship Missouri, which is parked there. For those who don't know, that's where the Japanese surrendered to end the war. And I just started to pull out my iOgrapher. I put on a microphone. I just started walking around to say I was here and this is what's going on. And yes, you can go, James, you can go landscape. So I went landscape. I walked around. I introduced myself, and I said, hey, here we are in the battleship Missouri. Within moments, I had 457 people all watching this. Granted, I have a pretty big Twitter audience, but they were all watching, asking questions. Hey, let me see that. Let me see that. The guns, the big cannons there. So we would go over and look at it. Oh, cool. And I would walk through and say, hey, this is the cabins room. Look how small it is. And it was just this crazy interactive experience. And that is absolutely where we're going. So like, take that 10 steps forward. Now you own a business, you're showing around your warehouse or your manufacturing place, or you're have a restaurant, you want to show the day's food, blah blah blah. Now you can interact with people and show them what's going on, and hopefully drive more business. So this is where we're at, and these mobile devices are fantastic. This is 99% of the stuff you're ever going to shoot. If you're going to go make a big Hollywood movie, you know what? God bless you. Go make it. Good luck. I think it's awesome. And hopefully they give you $100 million so that you can have the big cameras, the Panavisions and whatnot. But for everyday and storytelling, it's all about telling stories. The mobile devices are the way to go. So let's go create. This is my friend Michelle. Let me just have a quick drink of water. Michelle Dozois, Dozois. And Michelle is a fitness expert and has a program called Peak 10 that people buy all the time. And it was costing her about $30,000 every year to put together a multi-camera shoot and make DVDs and all kinds of stuff like that. So this year we talked to her and she saw what I was doing and she said, let's try out the iOgrapher. So we did a 4-camera shoot using Switcher Studio. It literally took 2 people to do that. We were able to sync it all up later. We were able to edit. And you know, she now has this all put up on her site that she sells, and I think the budget for this was under $1,000. So of course I provided her all the equipment, but you know, just for little things it was under $1,000. So she did this 4-camera multicam shoot all over Wi-Fi, no cables, nothing, and turned out fantastic. So it's just endless what you can do with these things, and we like to provide some of the best stuff out there to help you make that. So that's it, guys. So this is iOgrapher. We're on social: Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I manage most of those channels, and Amelia helps me as well. But I love to Snapchat. If you have a question for me, you can Snapchat me. There's our code there, and I can answer you right back. I try to answer everybody as soon as I can, and do some fun stuff. So it's time for some Q&A. If you guys have some questions in the questions area, I'll look at that now. Let me just go over here for a second, and we'll address everything. 19 questions. Okay. So while we're doing the questions, I'm going to turn on the starter iOgrapher starter webinar deal. If you guys are interested in that, I would also love it if you guys have ideas for future webinars. I would love to hear from you. You can email me directly, dave@iographer.com, or of course go to any of these social channels. Let me see. Like I said, sorry, one second. Let's go back to this. Any type of stuff like this would be great to reach out to me and let me know ideas for webinars, because I'd really like to do these. maybe twice a month, maybe at 2 different times, so we can get some great live people here like this today. Wow, Paulo, yeah, great idea. So I'm going to look at some of the comments on the thing there. Let me dive into, so that's the offer is now live. The polls, I thank you guys for filling all this out. So I'll look at all that later, and let's dive into some questions. So let's see. We'll go to the first one here. And I'm wondering if I click start answering. Is that what I do? Let me see. What do I think of the Big View app by Valerie? Valerie, thank you for the question. Let me see what the Big View app is. Oh, I wrote by view, so that's not it. Let's see. Big View. Big View, one-line teleprompter. Bear with me. Valerie, I don't know the Big View app, but I do know one called, let me just show you this one really quick. I'm going to look into it, though. Let me see. There's a company called Bombing Brain. And where is their company here? I don't see it. There we go. I've used this teleprompter app since I first started in this whole crazy thing. I'm going to do this. So that's the app I use for teleprompter, and it's a great teleprompter app. It looks like Big View might do the same. So, Valerie, if you check the if you join our Facebook page at iOgrapher on Facebook, look for iOgrapher. I'm going to answer you personally on there after I review the Big View app. So I don't know it offhand though. So I will take a look at that. Oh, why? Let's see. Oh, I guess we go. Oh, okay. So I see how this. So I have to scroll down first. Okay. So will this webinar be archived for later use? If I start answering, yes, it will be. It will be. It will be. There's a replay on this. I'm sorry. There will be a replay on this. So you've got that after. You'll get an email, I guess, from this company that will tell you that the webinar is archived. Do a webinar about using mobile devices, but you're not able to watch with one. I don't know. So you had a problem on that. So that's maybe the webinar ninja problem. So I apologize on that. The link's not opening for the deal. Okay. Yeah, Amelia just put the deal up there. So let me see what's wrong with the link. Sorry, bear with me. Oh, that's nice. So the link wasn't even in there. Hold on 1 second. And I will put the link in there. And there we go. And we're going to save, and it should work. So if you try the link now, I'm thinking it should. Yes, it works. Okay. All right, back to the questions. Sorry, everybody. Let me scroll down and start some of these older questions. Let's see. I have an iPhone 6. Oh, sorry. Let me go up here. I guess it's easier to go from the top to the bottom. Is there an iOgrapher for iPad Pro? I can't find it at Best Buy. Okay, just a quick thing about Best Buy. We're stopped selling at Best Buy. It was not good for iOgrapher. So we're strictly going to be online and through resellers like B&H Photo and places like that. But there is, and let me bring out the iPad Pro. So let's see. I'll switch back to the double view here so you can see. There we are. Hey, everybody. Good to see you again. This is the new iOgrapher for the iPad Pro. And as you can see, it fits in there very nicely. It's got 2 1/4-20s on each side, 1/4-20 on the bottom. You can see the lens fits perfectly. I also want to say if you're an iPad Mini 2 user and you've been frustrated because you can't use the anamorphic lens, this is the way to go as well. Fits the iPad Air 2, and then of course the 9.7 inch. We are, let's see, Amelia is going to kill me, but I want to say we're 3 weeks away from releasing it. We're busting our buns to get it done, and it's just almost there. There's some logistical things now, but everything's done. I've been using it for a while. It's awesome, and I think you guys will really dig it. And that's it. Let's see. So that's there you go. That is that question. Let's see if I end answering. Okay. How to do projects, office business tours. Great. Thank you, Mark. That's a great idea. Sorry, real quick, Charles, I would love it if you guys use the question section. I'm kind of not going to look up into the scroll thing unless Amelia can answer those. I'll just focus on the questions you have here. That's a great idea. Doing office tours, business tours, how to do projects like that. It's a great idea, Mark. Thank you for that. In a multi-camera shoot managed with Switcher Studio, the audio only comes from the main switcher unit. I'm tucked away at the back of the room managing the feed. How do I get better audio? Yes, there you go. So Rob, thank you, Rob. You can use wireless microphones. You can do some great stuff. In fact, it's funny you mentioned this, Rob Carnegie. But I've been talking, so Switcher has a new app out, and I'm going to show you a little teaser of it. It's fantastic. It's top secret, but I don't think he'll mind. So it starts, let me see if I can see this. It starts like this. It's called Switcher Go, and it's super, super cool. So you can go right to Facebook Live, right to YouTube, whatever you want. You can go right now. I'm going to put record mode, and this is the way it will look. I don't know why I'm upside down, but there we go. So it'll look like this, and then you can actually add a bunch of things here. Let me just see. On the bottom here is a little star that I can now add. If I have videos on my phone or my iPad, I can click them, and then they'll come in and play. I can add presentations, different slides, whatever. Tim, I do believe this is a free app, they said, with, of course, paid versions later on. But it's called Switcher Go. It's top secret, but you guys saw it today. Hopefully he won't be mad at me, but it's very, very close to being launched. So definitely check. It's an amazing app. I see it being so useful when I'm doing solo stuff, and I want to add maybe, hey guys, today I was here. Let me show you a quick video of that. I have it in there. I can click it. It plays the video. Then it comes back to me live. And I can show slides. I mean, crazy. But I am talking with them about doing a whole webinar on Switcher Studio and stuff like that. So we're definitely going to do that very soon. It's not possible to use the anamorphic lens with the iPad Air 2. No, it is not, Paul, but it is with this. You can use the anamorphic lens with the new iPad Pro case that fits the Air 2. So you'll be able to do that. It's an awesome, awesome lens. Let's see. Mia, Mia, can we have a round of applause for Amelia? She's answering great questions for us. Good job, Mia. Explain how I did the live thing in Hawaii technically. Literally, I had my iOgrapher. Let me see what I have over here. So I had it in my case, popped it in there, my iPhone. I actually had my Rode Video Micro with me because I take it everywhere. It's such a small form factor, and I had it pointed towards me. Let me see if I can do that really quickly without boring you. So I had it pointed at me, plugged in, of course, and I had this there, and I was, hey, everybody, we're here, blah, 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 and I would flip back and forth and do the whole story and tell them we were in Hawaii, and it went really well. I thought it was pretty fun stuff. But that's great to do a workflow on that. So thank you, Ju, for asking that question. Appreciate that. Can you recommend a small video when will the iOgrapher for iPad Pro 9.7? So James, I'm not going to say Amelia's going to kill me. I'm going to try and do 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks at the most. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We're busting our butt to get it done. Excuse me 1 second. So that's believe me, we are focused on the iPad Pro. We think it's going to be great for us. Can I recommend a small video monitor when you use an action cam with the iOgrapher? Michael, yes. I know you're on Facebook a lot, so give me a moment to send you some links. Marshall Electronics makes a really inexpensive one that's very nice, HDMI in. So I think you'll like that one. I actually have one somewhere in my stuff. I love the fact that the new GoPro has its own little monitor now. And it's interesting because I kind of stopped using GoPro with my workflows just because it was a little bit more of a work. But now with the new GoPro Hero 5 that's got voice recognition, I can set everything up, get my iPad rolling, I'm filming myself, and then I can say, GoPro, start filming, or GoPro, take a video, and it starts to film. So I got 2 angles going. It's super, super cool. Let's see. So that was Michael. Thank you, Michael. Let me answer Adam here. Can you recommend a diffuser for the Loom Cube? Like it's too hot. Adam, I have some Loom Cube's going to come out with some news very soon about filters, about barn doors, a bunch of accessories that are going to clip right onto the front of the Loom Cube. So yes, they are making some stuff for that. Other than that, right now, I mean, if you really want the low budget way, something that always works for me is to tape some, get some wax paper, tape a little bit around the front there. It'll diffuse it nicely, and it's like old school. So that's something you can try and do. So thank you for that. Let's see. How do you turn off incoming phone calls on the iPhone when periscoping or filming? So the easiest thing to do is to put on your do not disturb. So there's a button inside Michelle, inside the settings, I believe it is. And you want it to say do not disturb. So you won't get texts, you won't get all kinds of things. It won't disturb you while you're filming. The other easy way, if you're doing Wi-Fi, is of course to put it in airplane mode, so that people won't bother you. But I learned that the hard way myself, and I used to get lots of phone calls interrupting me all the time. But that's it. You're welcome. Thank you, Michelle, for the question. And let's keep going. William, Amelia can talk to you about the starter deal. So Mia, if you can send Amelia an email, that would be great on the starter deal. And okay, there's a lot of iPhone 7 stuff here. So of course, Apple is so lovely that they make these great devices and they move stuff on us all the time. So for the recommendation that I've been telling people is that right now we are dremeling a hole. So let me see. Let's pull out the iPhone here. Okay. Here's the one I dremeled. So I couldn't wait to get my iPhone 7 Plus into my hands and start trying out the new dual lens system. And of course, as soon as I put it inside, it was blocked and it wouldn't work. So what I did was I took our 7 Plus. So luckily, the 7 and 7 Plus fit our existing cases. So I really wanted to add lenses and lights, microphones, tripods. Those were very important for me. So what I did was I took the Dremel tool. I opened up the case. You could use a file. I opened up the ring here. Now, what can't I do? What am I limited to here now? I could still use the wide angle lens because it's very wide, this part of it, and it will allow me to fit on there, and I can still use the wide angle lens. I cannot use the telephoto lens. I cannot use the Moondog Labs lens with the current case. Other than that, everything else fits perfectly. It's exactly the same size. It may be a millimeter of difference, but it fits perfect. That being said, when I'm filming, when I need to use a telephoto lens, I really don't need the lens on this one. This one, their new iPhone 7 Plus has, I think, 6 times digital telephoto, and the camera is so good, it's not degrading very much. I mean, you can get right in there and do some fun stuff. So if you're desperate for to use your iOgrapher with the 7 or 7 Plus, check out the cases we have now. Open the hole a little bit with a file, or I use a Dremel tool, which is a little tool you can use, and you're off, you can go. And then, let me show you this. If you want to add some other stuff to it, to maybe you want to add a filter to it. So the Moondog Labs folks, and we're going to have these in the store soon, but if you want to go to moondoglabs.com, they made this little adapter that fits into the front of the case here. I'll screw that on really quick. So I got this little adapter, and now they make polarizer filters. They make ND filters. You can start adding some filters to your workflow. And there you go. And you can get some better videos. You can, and then once you're in something like Filmic Pro, you want to open up the different stops and stuff like that, you can do that. Filmic Pro is a whole, or maybe camera apps would be a whole separate webinar we should do, because I see a lot of people asking that. So that is, okay, that being said, we're also working on a new case for the 7 that is, we don't have to Dremel it anymore. So we're going to move the lens area over, etc. But we are not going to get to that till, won't have it done till probably first quarter of 2017. That being said, we're also working on some amazing secret stuff that I can't even tell you about. But look later next year for some super stuff. So that's the iPhone 7. Wally, thank you so much for that question, and I like your hat there. Very cool. You look like a cool guy. Lauren, I think that should answer yours. Michael, we talked about the monitor. We're going to get together about suggest the best video sharing site. YouTube and Vimeo seem to have lower quality bits. Yes. That's a great question. Sabrina. I use YouTube for in 4K. When I put stuff up there, I'll do 4K stuff. So, you know, that's a great question though. It's something that doesn't really degrade it. So Sabrina, I'm going to make a note of this one. Amelia, if you can copy this question down, because we're going to address this later. Sabrina, I invite you to join our Instagram page if you're not a member yet. It's just, I'm sorry, our Facebook page, facebook.com/iOgrapher. I'll answer your question on there. I'm going to do some research on that, but that's a great question. Steady cams for the iPhone, gimbals. Oh my gosh, relatively inexpensive. Okay, I had a great question. Great thing. Any experience with steady cams? Okay, so the only steady cam I have is my shoulder rig. So if I ever need, let me just bring this over here. So this is something that we sell in the store. I'll put the iOgrapher on top here, and because I might have a lot of stuff on there, if I really want to get very steady, we sell a very inexpensive shoulder rig that works really well. So that's one. Other than that, I don't know of any other steady cam type stuff that we can use with this because it's a different size. Maybe somebody up there can put some stuff up there. Let's see. So gimbal, another steady cam. So James, a gimbal, it's relatively inexpensive. Unfortunately, well, I got a couple off of, I'll tell you what would be amazing is there's a company that was on Kickstarter or, and I'll put this up in the iPad, I mean in the notes on this video somehow. There was a company on Kickstarter or Indiegogo that was coming up with an ability to add this little box that you put up on top of your mobile device, and then it was tracking the information of your movements. And when you were done, you could go into different apps and put, not apps, into different editing like Premiere Pro and After Effects and things like that. And then you can match that with your footage. It was very simple, and it made that gimbal look. I haven't heard any latest updates from them. I have a bad feeling they may have just taken the money and gone, but who knows? But as far as a gimbal right now, I only have the Osmo, the DJI Osmo, but you're looking at like $700 or something like that. What's good about that, though, is that it has its own 4K camera. You put the iOgrapher next to it. Now you've got your monitor here. You can do some really amazing footage stuff like that. So, so that's good. Let's see. Where was that? James. Yes, thank you, James, for that question. Let's see. Okay. Bear with me. So many questions. You guys are an amazing audience. I wish I had a giveaway to give everybody, but I don't. But maybe in the future I will. Is there another way to stream through Wi-Fi or to live stream like satellite? Well, Tim, I mean, like today we're doing, oh, you're talking about mobile devices. Nothing right now. I think that there will be something different later. Although that being said, I know the Koreans have some new Wi-Fi tape capability, you know, that supposed to be even stronger. That gives you a great signal. But currently it's really just is just having the Wi-Fi capability. Nothing, no satellite or anything like that yet. But it's a great idea for you to start a company. Thank you, Rob. That's very nice of you. Appreciate that. Are lightning mics better quality than, okay, so the theory behind lightning mics is when you plug into your headphone jack, you're getting mono audio. When you plug into the when you plug into the headphone jack, you're getting mono audio. Lightning jack, you should be able to get stereo audio because you got more channels coming in. That's totally app dependent. Some apps can record that way. A lot of audio apps record that way. I believe Filmic Pro records that way. I believe Mavis does. So if you go in through the lightning jack, you're going to get a better, a higher audio rate. So great. I'm seeing that I should have a whole audio webinar and bring in some specialists and really talk about stuff like that. T-shirt giveaways. Yes, I agree. We need to do that. Michael, I agree. I'm going to look into that. Let's see. What's the easiest way to get depth of field using the iPhone or iPad? Actually, so take a look at, let me just find their website. Let me see. Interesting, because I was going to do a huge Filmic Pro video series, and then I came across the Epic tutorial guys. I'm gonna put a link up here. Oh, that's the wrong link. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to spam the deal. Let me see here. There we go. Thank you, Paulo. Thank you. So this is Epic Tutorials, and they have this Filmic Pro tutorial series, and I believe one of them, one of the latest ones, that talks about the iPhone 7 Plus. There's so many tutorials. So look through that guide, look through that page, and there's one on the iPhone 7 Plus and the dual lens. And they're actually showing you how they're getting slight depth of field. It's not like a 50mm lens or anything, but it's giving you a slight depth of field. And it makes me very excited about where things are going with the apps. So I definitely think that that's something that's coming down the track here in the future, that we'll be able to do stuff like that. Using the iPhone 7 Plus, would you suggest an iOgrapher rig for me as covering Java and CES in January? Yes, Tom, definitely. There's Amelia posted the workaround. I'm going to be there. Amelia and I will be there in January. In fact, if you keep in touch with our social, we'll put up a tweet. We're going to do like a drinks night where you guys can come and meet us and have some free drinks on us, and we can brainstorm iOgrapher stuff or anything else. So we will be at CES. So check that out. And we did the Big View app. And should I wait for the iPad Pro for my? Yes. Joe, you definitely want, if you are an iPad Air 2 user, wait for the new Pro. You're going to love it. It's amazing. It's one of our best products. The 6 Plus, and Amelia answered that. Thank you, Amelia. iPad Air 2, yes, use the new case for that, the new one. Let's see the video. Let's see. Any suggestions on post sound software? So yeah, Audacity is great. It's cheap. I think it's free even. Something I really recommend too is to take a look at the Adobe Creative Cloud. And why do well, I love all of my Adobe products, first of all, but I remember in the old days I had to buy Premiere Pro and it was like $1,200, and it was crazy. Now it's like $50 a month, and you can turn it off after 1 month. So if you have a movie you want to make, you can join the Creative Cloud, do all your stuff, turn it off, turn it on again later when you want to. You get all the latest updates. And what Adobe has, if you edit in Premiere Pro, which is a very robust and wonderful editing suite, you can right-click on your audio and then open it up into, so you have your timeline with your video and your audio from that you just shot. When you right-click on the audio layer, it gives you an option to send it to Adobe Audition, which is their editing tool. And in there, it's got wonderful, wonderful things that you can do. Simple, gain. You can find a little noise right there and cut it out like you would in Photoshop, a picture. I mean, it's got some amazing stuff. So I would recommend doing something like that. And that's Randy. Thank you for that question, Randy. Charles wants to know about the iPad Pro 12.9 inch. So the minute the iPad Pro 12 inch came out, I bought it. And you know what I use it for? I use it as a multicam interface with Switcher Studio. And it sits on the desk in a little container where I type. It's so big. You would literally be walking around like this. And we actually made a prototype. If I had it handy, in fact, for a future webinar, I'll bring it around so I can show people later, just in case they're wondering. Huge. So we decided to stay with the iPad Pro 9.7 inch because it is it shoots 4K. The bigger one doesn't shoot 4K. So we are not thinking about it right now, but you never know. Wally got the answer for that. Any other questions? I have a 6 Plus. Has anyone hacked iOgrapher fit the anamorphic lens? So Brandon, yes. So like I said, we have one made specifically for us. You probably have the one that clips on, so but we don't have that. You have to buy the adapter for it. Yes, William, you have the Air. Okay. And let me see something. I'm going to turn the offer off for a second, but I think, oh no, never mind. So if the offer, if it's gone past the time, just reach out to us, and I'm gonna, after the webinar's over, I'll extend it for a little bit just for you amazing people. You've been so great for us here today, and I'll do that after. I think those were all the questions we had. You guys are just, this is amazing. I'm so thrilled that this is my first webinar ever, and you guys were amazing. We had a lot of people here. 38 questions. You guys are rock stars. So thank you so much for all of that. We're going to do a lot more webinars, and I'm going to try and do them twice on the same day so that we can do it in the morning and the afternoon for the different people. Because I've had people from Australia and all over the place saying, please, yes, Tim, by the way, Tim's talking about our hats on the website. Our new hats are super cool. So cool. Yes, Charles, thank you. But anyway, thanks guys so much. There'll be a replay on this. Please tell all your friends. We're going to do another webinar. I'll put something up soon about this. And if they miss this, we're going to have a replay of it very soon. If you have any questions at all, reach out to me, Dave at iOgrapher.com. Also, all those social channels. We're everywhere. And so humbled that you took a moment out of your day to watch this. You guys are rock stars. Please share with us. Use hashtag #MadeWithIOgrapher. We have a pretty good social channel, 60-some thousand Twitter, 20-some thousand Instagram, etc. If you do hashtag #MadeWithIOgrapher, we'll share your stuff with everybody and we'll make you famous. So awesome. One more question. Can you tell me where babies came from? I can't do that. It's a separate webinar, but we'll work on that one together as a top secret webinar. Thank you guys. You guys are hilarious. I love you all. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And we'll be back soon with another fun webinar. Take care.